For the first time, illegal migrants crossing the Channel on small boats have been detained under a new agreement between the UK and France. The migrants have been taken to immigration removal centres with a view to being deported back to France under the so-called one-in, one-out reciprocal agreement with the French authorities. Here's our reporter, Simon Jones.
The crossings have continued, but with a difference. For the first time under the new returns deal, some of those picked up in the Channel by the border force and brought to Dover yesterday are now being held and face being sent back to France. The government won't say how many. It claims that information could be exploited by the smuggling gangs. Critics believe it's because the numbers are very small.
The first migrants who've arrived on the small boats are now in detention. We will then swiftly make the referrals to France, and that process will now start to be able to return people to France. It's the beginning of the pilot, and it will build as well over time. But we're also clear that France is a safe country, so we will robustly defend against any legal challenge that people try, and we do expect for people to start being returned in a matter of weeks.
To try to stop this on the beaches of northern France, as part of the new deal, for every migrant deported, Britain will take an asylum seeker from France believed to have a legitimate claim to come to the UK. But the Shadow Home Secretary, who went out on a boat on the Channel this week to see the situation for himself, says it's a gimmick.
Boatfuls of migrants have crossed the Channel. I saw them leaving French waters, being picked up, and they're arriving behind us in the docks at Dover. So there is no deterrent effect whatsoever. Their deal isn't working.
Footage from the Channel released by the Home Office. It insists the one-in, one-out scheme will take the UK one step closer to restoring order to the immigration system, preventing life-threatening scenes like these. Small boat crossings are at record levels for this point of year. So far, around 25,500 people have reached the UK in dangerously overloaded dinghies. That's an increase of 45% on the same period last year. The UK will have up to 14 days to request the return of individuals arriving by small boat to France. It could take up to 3 months for the process to be completed, according to the treaty signed this week. From today, migrants in France will be able to apply online to come to the UK. The number of people exchanged is initially expected to be limited. The government hopes to ramp up returns over time, but the project will ultimately be judged on whether the crossings do start coming down. Simon Jones, BBC News.